Welcome.
Thanks.
So, Joel, the 3D printing nerd. If you do not know who he is, I mean, you might only be relegated to TikTok because you don't post a ton on there. You
Not
are on
a
there,
ton. I used to do more, but it's just, yeah, it became repetitive and a slog.
Yeah.
And I felt bad because I was doing the thing that lots of people do where they just create one piece of content and then spit it out across as many platforms as they can.
Yeah, yeah.
And it started to feel disingenuous. And I wanted to bring more personal to each of the accounts, like for TikTok and for Instagram and Facebook Business and YouTube Shorts. I think they all have a different audience and they should all have a different flavor. And so I stopped posting so much.
Buddy, switch the scene.
Are we on a bad scene?
We are. We're currently not. We're little screen. OBS down.
Call technical support.
Sorry,
Interview.
Hey, look at that. Whoa. Dude, that's pretty good right there. Look at that.
They're still going to be able to see outside right here, right about here.
Oh, there's Jim.
Yeah. We get noise canceling works pretty good.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So, sorry, broke your tangent.
I don't know if there's any tangent left. I just wanted to bring more. I wanted to bring the correct context and personal things to each of the platforms that I'm on.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
But recently, there's been a lot of, so we're going to give a disclaimer here. We generally avoid any political topics, talk, or anything like that. And we're not going to delve into one side's right, one side's wrong, or anything like that. But we do feel it is important to touch on this, which you have been doing lately, about a lot of what is happening in the political sphere as it affects 3D printing.
Yeah. Well, and so we've covered it. I think I put out a short and we've put out a few different videos within the past, however, and I think it's fair to give that disclaimer, but it's political in that there are legislators trying to push bills that aren't possible, go against the First, Second, and Fourth Amendment, and attempt to assert technology that doesn't exist. So I like to say that what we're trying to do is bring education, because what they're doing is going to stifle innovation and it's going to decimate education in the areas where things like this pass.
Yeah.
And that's not okay.
Yeah. I mean, STEM in school is so important for the future of technologies and everything like that. And to say, well, these technologies need to be highly reined in from a technological standpoint, which, as you said, currently we can't do. So if it can't be legal, how do you, it's just gone, right?
Well, yeah. Well, what they're trying to do is bandwagon onto an issue that a lot of people are polarized on.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say the words because of the platforms that we're on, but essentially what's happening is they view 3D printing as a low-hanging fruit. And if they can pass legislation attempting to solve a manufactured crisis by regulating 3D printing and reducing the amount of privacy we get, they view it as a win.
Yeah.
But I think that's because what happens is, like, oh, sure, we're at the Rocky Mountain Show.
Yeah.
Everybody here has some sort of inclination as to what 3D printing is and what's possible. But when we talk about general people, they know about headline deep.
Yeah.
And so when the headlines talk about stuff in a way that they're like, oh, well, of course, I wouldn't want that to happen, so I'm going to go that way. When you start reading about it and you find out it's not possible, and they're manufacturing crises, and they're not being honest, I think that rather than it being a political issue, it's really an issue about education and whether or not we want our kids to be able to be leaders in the next industrial revolution.
So two things for that. What can people do, and what do you wish legislators that are pushing this would know about this, would educate themselves on?
I think Okay, so as far as legislators go, it's really hard to change minds unless they view their position is in danger. Because if you attempt to change their mind, but they're not going to lose any political capital, why are they going to do it? And
Yeah.
so you have to appeal to their sensibilities and hopefully let them understand that what they're doing is going to harm kids and their ability to learn and their ability to be competent against the world when manufacturing is concerned. That's really, really the crux of it. And so as far as what you can do, government is antiquated and showing up is way more valuable than you and me shouting into a camera. Like, this is good, the discourse is good, but you need people to show up. There's an organization called Everytown, and they show up. Moms Demand Action. They show up. They send people one right after the other to these city council meetings, to these government meetings, to these judiciary hearings, all of it. And they show up in person. And that's what we need to do. I think that the way, I mean, there's no push, there's no click button, easy mode thing.
And so far, these have all been local local regulations that are being brought up at the state level, not at the national level. I mean, obviously, there's going to be a push towards the national level, but right now, a lot of them that are coming out are at the state level.
Well, absolutely.
Which means, you're in Washington. We're here in Colorado now, but we have people all over the country. If people are seeing this and they're like, we can't go to everybody's individual state that is introducing this. So I think that's kind of where the call to action is. Like you said, you have to show up. If you're mad that they're introducing these, the only way to do it is you're right. It's not us shouting this from the internet. It's it's people that are in that community.
Well, to be fair, what we can also do, because we could book meetings with these legislators.
Yeah.
So the video that we just put out, Rebecca Bayer Kane in California was the sponsor of the bill. And we put her contact information in the description because you don't have to live in California. You don't even have to live in the US. The problem that comes about from these sort of things passing at a state level, then other states say, oh, okay, if that passed there, then it would probably pass here.
Yeah.
And then Everytown and Moms Demand Action and all these lobbyist groups then send their troops to the locations where they want it to pass next.
Yeah.
And so while you don't live in California, neither do I, it makes a lot of sense for you and I to send a message to this legislator and book a 15-minute Zoom call to voice concerns.
Well, and to that end, manufacturers, like you and I both love cars. We're old enough also to remember when there was California compliant car versions and 49 state, but now they're all just 50 state,
because it was taken over at a federal level.
But also it's unreasonable for manufacturers to make things that may only comply with one state.
Yeah.
And so it starts to hinder the manufacturers of all these printers of, well, if I've got to comply with this one state, I might as well bake it into all of them.
Right, because Prusa and Bamboo and Elegoo and Anycubic and all of these printer manufacturers aren't going to make a California special machine.
Yeah.
So they're either not going to sell in California or they're going to make a machine that works in California and elsewhere that contains the technology that's needed.
Yeah.
And like Voron and open source, there's no way on God's green earth that they're going to put in spying software in their firmware to be able to tell everybody what they're printing. Like
100%.
that goes against everything that they stand for.
Yeah. 100%. So,
we can talk about it until we're blue in the face.
I know.
We can absolutely do that, and we can try to get everybody out there who's watching to just show up in ways that they can. But can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay. It's as easy as clicking a link in a description and booking a meeting. Emails are great. Zoom calls are great. Doesn't matter if you live in the state or in the country. Voice your concerns, because if these sort of laws pass in areas, then people realize that they've got a winning formula and it can pass in other areas. And whether you like it or not, it may impact you. Well, I mean, you can show it off when you come next. Yeah. Oh yeah. David's next. And this isn't the last of what we're talking about here.
Yeah, David's right after this.
Yeah.
So we can move on to happier things, which is your charity stream that you do every year.
Yep.
So if you want to talk about that a little bit, like
sure,
what the charity is for, how successful it's been in the past, what you're looking forward to this next year.
Okay. Well, the charity stream that we do is for Seattle Children's Hospital, and it's for the Greatest Needs Fund or the Uncompensated Care Fund. And the description for everyone that's outside the U.S. is, in the U.S., healthcare is not subsidized or paid for usually. We have to pay for it ourselves. And when kids have to go to a hospital for a surgery, their family may not be able to afford it. And Seattle Children's, along with other children's hospitals, they don't turn patients away. If a kid needs a life-saving surgery, they're not. It's not whether or not mom and dad have to open up their credit card. They will do the surgery, but then through the kindness of others that establish these funds, it's able to then pay for the surgeries. And so the live broadcast that we do is to benefit that fund, or one of the funds that they use in order to do that, so that kids can get their surgeries and their health care and save their lives. And then what's great is we have all sorts of manufacturers from all over the world that donate product to the stream that we can then give away. And like, it's crazy. When we do this live stream, it'll go for 6 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And we're giving away like a 3D printer or filament or some cool prize every 5 minutes.
Oh, it's nonstop.
Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then what's really cool is we raise the money. And what's really cool, so through YouTube, if you can do a super chat or whatever, but if you say it's for a charity stream, YouTube doesn't take a cut and it goes directly to the charity. So through the YouTube giving interface, we can raise a bunch of money. And this last year, I think we did $32,000. The year before that was like 45. The year before that was like 50. And some people look at it and be like, oh, it wasn't as successful. And look, like, in this economy, the fact that we could raise $30,000 in 6 hours is a godsend.
Yeah.
And
and every dollar counts, right? Like,
every dollar, every dollar counts. It's like you took it right out of my marketing material, man.
It's like I've been there for every single one.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. So gonna do it every year as long as we can. We're always going to have Seattle Children's Hospital being our beneficiary. And every year we'll publicize it. Hope you join. Thousands of people join in.
It is a little bit of a competition, is it not?
What do you mean?
So there's a local radio station.
Oh,
that also is at simultaneously.
Well, that's kind of where it started. So before I was doing YouTube, so one of my friends is a DJ in Seattle, and on 95.7 The Jet, they do One Big Give. And so the day that they do the telethon to raise money for that fund, we do our live stream.
Yeah.
So then we call in, and the DJ phones in, and our total is raised and compared and put into place. And it's really cool because they have like title sponsors that come in every year and give 10 grand or 25 grand. And these are like high profile. These are who we promote. Yeah. And we come in and we give $30,000, $40,000, $50,000.
And it's all from just individuals giving 5, 10, whatever.
It's from everybody around the world giving $1 here, $3 here, $5 there, and it just compounds to make a world of difference.
That's amazing.
It's really cool, dude.
Live stream. Like, if you remember watching, first of all, he's on camera the entire time.
Yeah, the entire time. That's right.
It is an insane stream to watch, and like you say, it is nonstop. Just every.
We could do, because we do it every year, and we're trying to get more and more people to come to the studio. What if this next year, Print Talk After Dark, you guys come to the studio and do a companion stream at the same time?
100% we could do
something.
That.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we can work that out. So you've been seen working with a lot of celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
Neil Patrick Harris, Felicia Day, a few others. Is there anybody that you've either really enjoy working with or that you're looking forward to working with?
I'm just going to put this out in the universe. I would love to work with Henry Cavill.
Because he's
an ultra nerd,
he loves
man.
all that nerdy stuff.
He is an ultra nerd.
Warhammer, all that stuff.
Yeah. That would be I like working with celebrities and people that are A-list,
they're
B-list,
just
C-list or
people.
whatever.
They're just
they
people.
are just people, and a lot of times they're just having a good time.
Yeah.
But and it's the celebrity doesn't really affect me. I
Yeah,
want to say
yeah.
like I wasn't like, oh my god, it's Neil Patrick Harris. I'm like, yo, dude, right? I say
Yeah.
that. But I think if Henry Cavill was in my studio, I think I would be a little starstruck,
Yeah, a little
just
bit.
because he's such a nerd, like a nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I mean, if nothing else, having people that people recognize from outside our niche helps bring awareness to the, to the community as a whole.
Absolutely.
So,
And he's kind of cool. Like, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
oh yeah, everybody you've worked with are just amazing people. Like they happen to be celebrities that are just awesome people.
Yeah.
So
it's one of the coolest stories though is I remember so long ago, before I was doing YouTube, I knew I worked with I went to San Diego Comic-Con, and there was a thing called the Nerd Machine, and they put on Nerd HQ, and they had these panels. And I remember I went, and I was sitting at the bar, and I couldn't get into this panel because it was all sold out. And behind me walked Allison Haslip. She was on G-Force Attack of the Show, which is where I knew her from.
Yeah.
And producer David, who you're talking to next, knew her because they worked on the show. Friends were there. So I texted him, and I said, dude, I don't know if it's possible, but I want to get in this panel. Allison's right behind me. Can you see what you can do?
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll see what I can do. And then 30 seconds later, from behind me, Joel, David's best friend, Joel. I'm like, what? And she looks at me and she goes, come on. Took me upstairs, did the panel, or I got to sit at the panel, watch it, everything. That's when the next year I volunteered with Nerd HQ. That's when my daughter got to talk to Matt Smith, and we did lots of cool stuff. But then last year, then we worked with Allison because she works at a place called Curated Wines, and we made these tentacle wine holders. And we did a video with Allison. So it's crazy that I met someone that I knew from TV, and then later she got to be on my show. It's this wonderful full circle moment.
that's awesome. Well, anything else that you'd like to cover before we kick you out and bring in David?
Man, I just let me ask you this. Way more kids this year than last year.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right?
It's been amazing.
I love seeing that.
Yeah, I was talking with guys over at Protopasta last night at the after party, and I was like, the next engineers are today's, children walking around, and like he was saying, there's this straight path for engineer, and I'm like, but if they're introduced into this wild, crazy aesthetic universe now where they can play with flexi things, play with things that have a choice to them and not necessarily a function, when they go down the path of engineers, suddenly they can bring that beauty of an aesthetic choice to engineering rather than just hard line, oh, this is structural, and then we bring in somebody else to make it look good later.
Yeah, the path to engineer kind of warbles a bit and it branches here and there. What I really like to say, this is why I think it's so important that we have all these kids here, because the kids are the future.
Yeah.
That's not saying anything that's untrue.
Yeah.
And there is a non-zero chance that one of these kids gets inspired because they're here and they end up going on to do something amazing.
Exactly.
Or save lives or whatever.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Where 3D printing all goes, into in the medical field, into going back to saving future children.
That's right.
So
that's right. Yeah, man. I love seeing all the kids here.
Double check.
And if you watching the stream know some kids, just send them over. We'll treat them well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So, any last questions before we let Joel go?
Oh yeah. Come on, Chad. What's up?
We upgraded. We
look at that. You guys are high tech, man.
We listen. We pay attention.
Wow. That's this is amazing.
We're not craning your neck, looking away, looking out of frame.
Let's see. I'm looking. Listen, y'all. Wish I was there. Kids just have a way of looking at things. Oh man, that is such a the kid, right?
Yeah, they have a different perspective than our adult brains do.
Because you and I, man, time has done things to us, and the kids don't have that predisposition to assume certain things And you get some really cool ideas.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes stuff where, the adults in the room are like, oh, I never thought about it that way. Because
Right?
the kids aren't encumbered with this bias. And so it's really cool to see.
The emergent technology of this, while it existed when we were young, this technology is not that new, but in the rampant explosion that has happened since, we were already adults. Like we'd already formed opinions on how things can exist and be made.
Yep, that's right.
They don't, like you say, they don't have that preconceived notion, and they can just go wherever they
go
want.
wherever. Yeah, absolutely.
So
it's a good thing.
But how's the Subaru, by the way?
Oh, it's good.
Still kicking around.
It's good. And we still have
no new head gaskets.
No. Talking about, I take care of my car.
I know.
It's the 06, so it's fine. It was no, and we still have more videos planned with Dirtfish Rally School.
I got to make it up there at some point. I love that.
If you come out for the Christmas live stream, it's right there, dude.
I know.
You could.
I know. I've got family up there.
You could do Print Talk After Dark while in a rally car going around corners.
That would be. We'll have to make sure there's a disclosure. Not professional, but he's on a closed course with cones.
That could be fun.
So,
are we timed? Is this good?
Well, I think David had to step away for a second, so we've got a few extra minutes.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, hi everybody. Okay, well, good. Well, let's keep going.
We have an audience here. There's a few people saying, anybody got any questions for Joel? You got a captive audience.
Oh, there's David. Yeah. Well, you get one question because David's back. One question. Pick a good one. Oh yeah, that's bad. That's bad. And their arguments for it are not based in what science says is possible, and it's a privacy nightmare. Bam. There you go.
Nailed it.
Oh, that's a greater conversation right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bam. Well, thanks, chat.
And thank you.
Yeah, dude, pound it, man. Come on. Oh.
High five?
Yeah, there we go.
That was a good one.
There we go. That was good. Man, have a good rest of the show.